sector. I would now like to invite our partner organization, Apparel Export Promotion Council Secretary General, Mr. Mithileshwar Thakur, who is an 89 batch civil service with rich experience of working with the government of India as well as with the public and private sector companies. And Mr. Thakur has also held positions with the Ministry of Commerce, Government of India. Sir, I would like you to invite you to also deliver welcome remarks for your membership and set the tone and agenda for this two-day workshop. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Participants, dignitaries on the dais, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Well, today we are here to discuss and deliberate, I think, on the responsible business practices to be adopted by the textile and apparel industry. A contemporary topic, I think, that really needs nuanced and serious deliberations. The textile and apparel industry in India has been the cornerstone of Indian manufacturing economy. And it enjoys unique advantage in the sense, I would say, that you have a look at the massive fabric infrastructure that we have. We are in top 2 or 3, whether it be cotton or silk or jute or nylon or polyester or viscose. I think we are in the top 2 or 3 manufacturers. Then, there is a presence of the entire value chain, which only, I believe, a country like China has and nobody else. Then we have that, a unique ability for that intricate designing. The design capabilities of India, I think, are simply unmatched. And of course, if you add to that the rich tradition and heritage that we have in textile sector, I think we are second to none. Well, let's admit that over the years, I think, particularly in I don't need this. In recent years, of course, we have lost out to upcoming players like Bangladesh and Vietnam. But that in any case does not take away the unique advantage that we enjoy. And today, tomorrow or day after, I think we will be able to translate that advantage that we have into real business and opportunity. Well, the importance of textile and apparel sector, of course, besides this, is in humongous capacity to generate employment. This is the only sector where for investment of 1 crore of rupees, I think you can generate, particularly in apparel, employment for 50 persons. In fact, there is a very interesting study of comparison of Reliance versus Sahi Exports, that for 1.8 million of investment in Reliance industry, you generate only employment of 5 persons, whereas it is 1,254, almost 250 times that of Reliance industry. So if you compare this labor-intensive sector vis-a-vis the sectors, which are, automated, I think the India, of course, we have what we keep on telling, that we have the, advantage of young population. But this demographic dividend that we always keep on talking about has the risk of turning to demographic disaster if you don't employ our youth gainfully. But labor-intensive sector is one such opportunity where we can really, put them to meaningful jobs. But then this sector over the years has faced new challenges, and there are certain facts that you cannot whisk away. And that's the fact of I would say, adding carbon footprint. We cannot whisk away the fact that this is one of the most polluting industry, I think only second, and adds to almost, I think, 10% of the human, carbon emission. We cannot whisk away the fact that a pair of jeans manufacturing requires some 7,500 liters of water, which is enough, I think, for consumption of an individual for 7 long years. We cannot wish away the fact that 1 kg of preparation of cotton requires some 10,000 liters of water. Almost 500,000, 500,000 tons of microfibers are released into ocean every year, which is equivalent to 50 billion plastic bottles. And the carbon emission that this sector generates is more than the emission generated by the entire airlines and shipping industry. So these are the facts that stare at our face. And I think we need to handle this, we need to tackle them. And industry is preparing itself. So over the years, I think the brands, the buyers, and all the stakeholders, they have been demanding, they have been talking about sustainable clothing. They have been talking about responsible clothing. They have been talking about ethical sourcing. So now if you see, when it comes to buying practices, I think more than the price and quality, the importance is given to whether you believe in circularity, whether you believe in recycling, whether you believe in sustainability, and of course the fact of traceability, where it comes from. And of course, white man's burden. So all the advanced economies like European Union and others, they have created a complex web of ESG compliance architecture. CSDD, Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence Directive, Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive, ESPR. All of that, put a lot of cost and compliance burden on Indian industry, particularly when it is driven by MSMEs. But the point is that we need to handle it. What industry is supposed to be doing. We cannot look the other way. And it's not only about, adopting ethical practices. I mean, there are naysayers, who would say that, basically it's a kind of a compulsion. I would say that you have to come to terms with them, and you need to basically, it is no longer, I would say, a matter of ethics. It is like a kind of a legal obligation and even a business imperative. And it makes, a lot of commercial sense to go ethical, because it, leads to quantum jump of what you call UVR, unit value realization. So these regulations, these restrictions, kind of give an opportunity also for India, because these days, and I can quote a lot of reports where the export competitiveness is not only linked to cost competitiveness. It is more linked to your ESG compliance, to the resilience of supply chain, to reliability of your supply, to the product differentiation that you engage in. Now, where we are exactly, I mean, we need to assess where we are. I think we have done reasonably well. If you look at, say, like Tamil Nadu, some of the brands like H&M and Gap, they have kind of entered into brands agreement with, to prevent gender-based violence. Then you see that we have, when we talk about ESG compliance, you have to talk about energy management, you have to talk about environment management, you have to talk about wastewater management, and all of that. Now, if today, like in solar generation of power, suddenly we have built up a capacity of 75 gigawatt. And believe it or not, it was unimaginable a few years ago that today 40% of power generation is from non-fossil fuels, which is quite remarkable. Similarly, the PM Mitra initiative that we have taken. Now, PM Mitra actually supports this UN Sustainability Development Goals. And all these PM Mitra parks will be completely ESG compliant. So, a lot of work is being done in this direction. And I think we have, I would not say we should be patting our back, but I think there is a time that we need to congratulate also ourselves. And I think in spite of all those constraints of cost and compliance burden, I think industry, there is a lot of sensitization. You have a lot of workshops being done, particularly in apparel industry. I think we have something what we call ISA, Apparel Industry Sustainability Action, that we have taken. We have ensured that the clusters have those sustainability clinics set up. We have ensured that factories have those, sustainability dashboard where they can see, what is the carbon footprint of our industry. So all these mechanisms have been put in place. We have been conducting road shows. We have been engaging with ESG bodies like, say, Green Story or IDH or Center for Responsible Business and Fashion for Good. And India, of course, is doing well. We are now in terms of, you see, we have a very robust recycling infrastructure over the years. I think you will. I mean, it's not easy to. It's hard to believe, but the fact remains that 59% of textile waste is getting recycled, which is, fairly commendable, I would say. So collectively, I think we have been doing a lot. I think we need to maybe do a self-assessment and see where we have gone wrong, or which are those areas where I think we need to strengthen our collaboration, because I think we should not be acting in silos, working in different directions. I think there has to be some synergy created in all the organizations, because I think every organization is trying to do something or the other and has been doing it. But point is, I think it's time, because the other day I think I had organized a workshop for this, compliance of EU regulations. So they had suggested that let us form a vibrant working group on this, so that we can collaborate on actionable points. I think I got, like EU regulations many people are not even aware of. So I said, let us put, these FAQs. And I think only yesterday we put FAQs on our website about all these EU regulations. A common man needs to know how to go about it. And he should not be requiring, consultants and the experts to decipher the basic law. Our job is to, make things as easy as possible, so that, everybody down the, chain is able to basically come to terms with what is happening and what are the obvious advantages and disadvantages that they have. So I think it is time for all to get together, act together, and I believe we will be doing fairly well. And we have been inherently a circular economy in India. If you see, we hardly discard any clothing. So I think we have that advantage, and we should try to harness the potential that we have in ensuring SG compliance and act together. And I think sky is the limit, and I'm sure we will be able to achieve it over a period of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thakur, for so well sort of covering so much in your remarks. Of course, the potential that the industry has in terms of employment, the challenges that it faces, some of which we will try and understand and tackle over the next 2 days. Also, the need to upgrade, the sectors need to upgrade and align themselves with regulations such as EU CSDDD. Very, very glad to hear that there is a working group on EU regulations, and we would be very, very happy to sort of also support that in any way possible. And of course, I think most importantly, the role that an industry association like AEPC has in working for its members in sort of decrypting and demystifying the regulations out there, so that facilitates better business understanding and uptake. So thank you so much, sir.